All right, today we're going to dive into the work of one of the most prolific authors you will probably ever hear about. We're talking about an entire literary universe, all created by one person. Let's get into it. So it all starts with this number, 52. Just let that number sink in for a second. What could it possibly represent? That's right, 52 books. And get this is all in a little over 2 decades. It's an absolutely staggering amount of creative work. We're talking everything from poetry and social commentary to fiction you can't put down and guides for self-mastery. This isn't just a bookshelf, it's a world. Which of course brings us to the big question for this explainer. How does a single person build something so huge, so diverse, and so consistently? Well, to really understand the work, you first have to understand the world it all came from. So here's our game plan. We're going to look at the family legacy that shaped her, then we'll map out a little reader's guide to help you navigate her work. After that, we'll see how she's helping other creators, and finally, we'll ask the big question, where will you start your journey?
You know, to really get a handle on this universe, we can't start with book 1. We've got to go back further, to the family tree. Because the roots of this incredible catalog, they run deep into American history and literature.
First up, the author herself, Mylia Tiye Mal Jaza. Even her name is poetry, right? It's this beautiful mix of cultures that translates to the beautiful messenger of God has come to fill with tears and flowers. And honestly, that perfectly sets the stage for a body of work that confronts pain and celebrates beauty. And her family tree? It's just wow. This shows that for her, writing isn't just a job, it's an inheritance. Her ancestors include people like Dr. T. Leroy Jefferson, Palm Beach's very first black physician, and John R. Lynch, a history-making legislator from Mississippi. These were foundational voices in American social commentary. And her dedication to that legacy is no joke. She and her aunt put in the hard work to research and republish her ancestors' book, The Old Negro and the New Negro, because its copyright was actually stolen from the family decades ago. Think about that. That's an act of reclaiming a voice from history. And the tradition doesn't stop there, not even close. Both of her parents are authors, too. Her father, Dr. George C. Jefferson Sr., and her mother, Dr. Susie Jefferson, have published their own books, with titles like Mother's Mantras, which captures wisdom passed down through generations. It's pretty clear that words are just the family business. Okay, so with a legacy like that, it's maybe not a huge shock she's built this massive library. But let's be real. For a new reader, a 52-book catalog can feel, well, a little overwhelming. Where do you even begin? But here's the best part, and this comes from her own reader's guide. It says, you don't need a roadmap. You only need to begin. The whole point isn't to read everything in some specific order. It's just to find the one book that speaks to you right now. So if you're standing there thinking, where on earth do I start? That's totally fine. We've actually broken down a few entry points by theme, so you can just pick the door that feels right for you. So if what you're really looking for right now is some mental focus, or maybe some tools for setting clear boundaries, you could start with her self-mastery guides. A book like No Smoke Screens is designed to help you slice through all that mental clutter. And then there's the bluntly titled I Am Not Your Toilet, which gives you these really direct strategies for taking back your personal space. Or maybe you're just in the mood to get lost in a great story you can't put down. In that case, you gotta dive into her fiction. These are total page-turners. Whether it's the high-stakes world of The Billionaire or the story of a life that gets turned upside down in When the Quarterback Got Cut, her fiction is all about what happens when our best-laid plans just completely fall apart. Now, if you want something that really challenges you, something that makes you think, look no further than her social commentary. And yeah, the titles are intentionally confrontational, like Racists of Every Hue and Niggas and Flies. These books take a hard, unflinching look at complex social issues and prejudice, and they really demand that we have an honest and often uncomfortable conversation. And finally, for those of us just trying to figure out the complexities of human connection, there are books like Clearing the Air and What You Teach Me. This part of her universe is all about growing within our relationships, how we learn from each other, and, this is the crucial part, how to have those tough conversations you need to have to keep those connections strong. So, you build this huge, incredible literary universe all by yourself. What do you do next? Well, you turn around and help other people build theirs. And this is a really fascinating turn in her career, from creator to enabler.
This is such a cool pivot in her career, right? After mastering the entire process of bringing a book into the world, she basically systemized it. She created a pathway for other creators of books, movies, and music to get their own work out there.
She founded bepublished.org. It's a self-publishing assistance firm that's actually been running since 2003. And its whole mission is to help creators who want to get their work out to the world without having to go through all the traditional gatekeepers.
And they've made the whole process so simple. It's basically a 4-step path designed to knock down all the barriers that usually stop creators in their tracks. From a free consultation to a final intake interview, it just demystifies the whole thing. And for the artist, the advantages are huge. We're talking speed and ownership. Projects get done in days, not months or years. And creators keep 100% of their rights and their royalties. The whole model is built for empowerment. It gives you speed, ownership, and control.
Which, brings this whole thing full circle right back to you, the reader. We've explored the legacy, we've navigated the universe of books, and we've seen the platform she's built for others. So now, it's your turn.
Just think about it. One author, a powerful family legacy, an entire universe of 52 books, and each one is like a doorway into a different room of the human experience. The only real question left is, where are you going to start?
I want to leave you with this quote from her reader's guide, because it really captures the spirit of her entire body of work. Somewhere in these pages, Mylia has written the sentence you need today. Go find it.